Here's what we're doing today. Making an espresso on the Cafe Lat Robot manual espresso maker in my kitchen. You'll notice I'm running split screen so you won't miss out on any angles while I'm doing the hands-on bits. And this is the exact workflow and what it looks like without any studio tricks. Simple, manual espresso, and I'll talk about those little details. For example, this red plug here. This is now standard on the Cafe Lat Robot, and this is part of the preheating ritual to get everything warmed up before brewing. Now this is most definitely needed with a lighter roast bean, not so much with the medium or the dark roast. You could probably get straight into brewing. I've got my jug heating up, so I'm just going to be dosing out 18 grams. I'm using a lighter roast bean today, so that's why I'm preheating. And I'm going to be aiming for a 1-to-3 ratio out. So hoping for around the 50 grams out. It's the fellow Atmos E, which is a great container for storing your beans. And I've got the EasyPresso J Ultra. It's a really good espresso grinder. You can change the grind settings. There's like 400 grind settings on there or more, and every grind setting changes the burrs by 8 microns, which is insane. I don't mind the J Ultra for espresso. I think it is a really good hand grinder for espresso, although as you'll see in a sec, it is a little tricky to get the right grind size. With so many grind sizes available within its range, sometimes it takes a while before you find the right grind. So here we go. I'm just warming up the filter basket, the portafilter. As you can see, there's no drips coming out. And then I'll place the shower screen in there as well. And this, once I've locked it into the robot, also warms up the body and the piston. Again, not always necessarily with medium to dark roasts, but it is something you want to do if you're worried about temperature stability with lighter roasts, as we're aiming to brew as hot as possible. Yeah, as I start grinding here, I'm like, nah, this is way too fine. Haven't ground much out, but I can just tell it's like powder, so I have to adjust it coarser. But even still, like I've brewed so many times before, that it doesn't actually sound right. And it's a little bit hard. So I look in and it's just like, yeah, you can see inside the grinder. It's kind of sticky. It's still a little bit powdery, which is way too fine for espresso. So I think by now I've almost given it a full rotation courser. And yeah, this is much better. This is what feels like a normal espresso grind to me now. And I'm not too worried about what I've already ground out. It was probably no more than 2 to 3 grams. I wouldn't just waste a whole dose based on that. So it's nice with this preheating ritual. Like I can set up the preheating, dose, grind out. Now, obviously, the robot really does need an espresso grind. So you can either get a really good manual grinder like the one that I have here, or you can get an automatic grinder, but you do want good espresso grinds. And it's nice that I can be preheating whilst I'm grinding out. All right, so this is all nice and hot to touch. I've ground my coffee, and now I'm just going to go in, dry this filter basket, and straight up dose and brew. My kettle's already hot now. We can jump into the actual brewing. What I like about the EasyPresso dosing cups is they fit perfectly into this 58mm portafilter filter basket of the robot. And a lot of accessories do, like the dosing cups and so forth. Here, this is the robot tamp. You're going to get that nice in the middle, central. Give it one good press. And I've been using lately the paper filters. Now these are the paper filters you get standard with the Cafe Lat Robot. And I place this on top of the coffee and before the shower screen. And what I've noticed is when I pour my water in, without the paper filter, it tends to seep through the shower screen and you kind of create a bit of muddy water on top that you're then pushing through the shower screen again. But with the paper filter, there is no grinds leaking through the filter, through the shower screen here, which is good. Definitely works, and I think it works even better with a little further distribution happening there. So I'm going to lock in my portafilter. I'm using the Themis Buku scales, but I've also got the Buku analog pressure gauge and the espresso monitor up the back. Now I'm going to go for a long pre-infusion, which works really well with lighter roasted beans. Aiming for around between 1 and 2 bars. So I'm not even really pressing down on these levers at the moment. First drips at about 10 seconds. I can see now dripping through. I think I'm at around 1.5 bars. Hit 20 seconds, and now I'm just going to aim for around 8 bars of pressure. And in a second, you'll see my fingers will reach out and grab the sides of the robot legs, and I'm kind of pulling the levers in to maintain a good, consistent pressure. And then when I reach my target, quickly release so I don't brew too much, and that stops the brewing altogether. I can stop the time. Pretty happy with that shot. This is a nice, juicy Kenyan. Those Buku Themis scales are fantastic because they fit the robot perfectly in between those 2 legs. Yeah, this coffee was mind-blowing. Look, when it comes to cleaning the robot, it's super simple. You've got the shower screen, you've got the filter basket, which you remove, and there's rarely any issue with knocking this out. I literally didn't even tap that, and it just fell straight out. A little bit of grinds. I'm just going to rinse that out. Rinse everything, like the filter basket, like the shower screen, like the portafilter, and that's it. You're done. Made my espresso. Everything's packed away, and I can enjoy my coffee. Thanks for watching.